Prabalda, good morning. Prabalda, শুনিছেনে? Prabalda, শুনিছে?
ভালে আছা?
আছো।
ঠিক আছে, বেস্ট উইশেস থাকিল হ্যাঁ সেলিব্রেশন।
You will speak one line.
কি ঠিক আছে, সকলকে শুভেচ্ছা জনালো। পৰিৱেশ সুস্থ হওক আৰু মানুহৰ আৰু জীৱকুলৰ কাৰণে আৱাসস্থল হিচাপে আকৌ পুনৰাই ঘূৰি আহক, সেইখিনি তোমালোকৰ কন্ট্ৰিবিউশনটো সদায় থাকিব, এইটোৱে আশা কৰিলো।
আপুনি থাকিবতো অলপ।
মই আছো বেক স্ক্ৰীনত আছো।
হ'ব।
Okay. Now it's 11 a.m. Can we start, sir?
Yeah.
Morning to one and all present here. Respected principal, sir, respected chief guests, and respected faculty members and other dear participants. I, Joanna Morang, on behalf of Khagarijan College and on behalf of organizing committee, I take the opportunity as moderator for today's webinar. Today, on the occasion of World Environment Day, a national webinar on environmental problems from national to global is organized by Khagarijan College, Nagaon, in collaboration with University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. And so for this, we have with us Dr. Anindita Bhattacharyya, Associate Professor, Department of Art Science, USTM, as our chief speaker. The World Environment Day 2022 theme is only one art. Means it calls for transformative changes to policies and choices to enable cleaner, greener, and sustainable living in harmony with nature. With hopes of wonderful session ahead, I request Dr. Ramesh Nath Sir, Principal, Khagarijan College, Nagaon, to deliver his inaugural speech. Sir?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to all of you. I heartily welcome all the participants, my dear students, dear teachers, and honorable resource persons on behalf of Khagarijan College to this national webinar on environmental problems from national to global. This webinar has been organized by IQAC, Khagarijan College, in collaboration with University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, on the occasion of World Environment Day. Actually,
Friend, please mute yourself.
Actually, University of Science and Technology, we have signed a memorandum of understanding 2021. It is the first part to be here. It's by our pride movement that we are associated with University of Science and Technology. We also inform our Pro Vice Chancellor Bolender that sir also, due to his busy schedule, he could not attend this webinar. He assured he will come by physically along with my elder brother Goballa. As you know, this webinar we have for this webinar as a resource person we have invited Dr. Anindita Bhattacharyya Madam. She is Associate Professor, Department of Art Science of University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya University. Madam, on behalf of Khagarijan College, I welcome you again, Madam. And
Thank you.
along with my elder brother, Dr. Probal Sarkar, as you Dr. Probal Sarkar is my elder brother, is my university colleague, and in this regard, I again welcome to this webinar. Probala, you also welcome. Uh,
Sure.
your
Thank you.
kind help to this organized this seminar. Uh,
Mhm. Sure.
I would like to say a bit about our Khagarijan College. As the Anindita Bhattacharyya Madam perhaps don't know where is actually it is. The Khagarijan College is one of the premier institution of Nagaon. We have established in 1972. We are celebrating the Golden Jubilee year, and the closing ceremony will be held at September 12th. It is located at Nagaon town. It is only 1 kilometer from the Circuit House Nagaon. That is nearby State Bank. You can come at any time whenever you come to the Nagaon. Again, welcome, madam. Uh, this year theme of the World Environment Day is only one Earth, which focus on living sustainability in harmony with nature. The 2020 World Environment Day campaign, Only One Earth, calls for collective transformative action on global scale to celebrate, protect, and restore our planet. The theme is set to focus on living sustainability in harmony with nature. United General Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in this message for World Environment Day, said, "It is vital we safeguard the health of its atmosphere, the richness and diversity of life on Earth, its ecosystem, and its finite resources. The environment is in danger because of the high level of pollution. All the major components of the environment, such as hydrosphere of the atmosphere, the biosphere, all are trapped by the pollutants. The rising level of pollutants destroying the normal environment condition, mainly man-made pollution, that is artificial pollution, has caused the rapid destruction of the environment. The major forms are air pollution, water pollution, and soil pollution. I hope this day created a platform to raise awareness that the world is facing the problem regarding pollution, plastic pollution, global warming, sea level increasing day by day, etc. Uh, as we have invited our Anindita Bhattacharyya Madam, he have a very in-depth knowledge regarding the art sciences along with the pollution. I hope this he will deliver a very beneficial and very collective information to our students and teachers and participants. Hope uh, this seminar, from this webinar, uh, our participants will get lot of information which can we utilize or we practice to preserve our atmosphere, preserve our environment, and to preserve for sustainability and to protect and for our next generation. Hope uh, this webinar will give much a lot of information. And again, I thank Anindita Bhattacharyya ma'am uh, to providing this type of support. Prabalda for giving much lot of support to organize this seminar. Uh, I, with few words, I conclude my inaugural speech. Thank you. Next to Zorna.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Now, I'd like to introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Anindita Bhattacharya, ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Art Science, USTM. Dr. Bhattacharya has earned MPhil PhD degree and has 13 years of teaching experience. She has completed 10 years 10 research projects like CSR projects, SEED projects. Also, she has international level book publication, book chapters, and has more than 30 research papers. And also recipient of Researcher of the Month, that is to twice in USTM. National level talk at graduation and most profoundly She's a public speaker on environment and wildlife issue. So, ma'am, I request you to please deliver your discussion, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, all. Good morning and namaskar to all. I'm Dr. Anindita Bhattacharyya from University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. I especially want to thank Dr. Ramesh Nath sir for inviting me on this auspicious occasion of Environment Day, because this is not celebrated in only, you can say, only one state or only one, you can say, in one nation. It is celebrated worldwide. So it's really a very great festival for all of the people who are there in the earth. Now I'd like to start my speech. Respected Principal Sir, Dr. Ramesh Nath Sir, all the dignitaries who are gathered here, the lecturers, the organizers, and my dear participants who are there in this presentation. Now I will talk about some environmental problem. Although the theme is One Earth, so I will come in to that theme also, because today means in this, you can say, in 2022 the theme is for Environment Day is One Earth, means we should think only about not our home, not our, you can say, national things. We should have to think about universe, that is our One Earth. So let us first try to understand what is the different problem that is there in the regional level, in the national level, in the global level, and then slowly and slowly we will proceed to One Earth concept. Is the slide visible to all?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, so today's topic is your environmental problems from national to global. Now, I'd like to first discuss that we, the human beings, we are the superior species of this earth. Okay, so why we are superior species? Because of our intelligence. Animals are there, the birds are there, the butterflies are there, the trees are also there in the environment. But still, we, the human beings, are the superior species. So in that endeavor, we are thinking that we can conquer whole of the earth. All its resources is ours, and whatever thing is that we are, you can see, we have the right to utilize it, to enjoy it. But is this statement, is this perception correct? Is this perception correct? That yes, it is correct that we are the superior species of this earth, that is Homo sapiens sapiens are the superior species, but it doesn't mean that the other forms of species, just like plants, animals, birds, they do not exist, or they are existing, but they are of no use to us. So you can say we can dominate them, we can utilize them according to our way. It's not like that, because you can say in a world or in a habitat, when we are residing, we are dependent on each other. We are dependent on the plant, we are dependent on the animals, we are dependent on the environment. So all are helping us for our smooth survival, for a smooth beginning of all the activities. Now the thing is that if in the nature the animals are not there, then there will be a problem. If the plants are not there, then again there will be a big problem. But if the human beings are not there, will be there a big problem? No, there will be no big problem. Plants, animals, both can, you can say, sustain the earth. So that doesn't mean that human being has no role in it. Human being definitely has a good role in it. So we have to understand it on that context. So let us first try to understand some of the environmental problem. So regarding that, I want to say, हमने सोचा कि पूरा बाग हमारा है. हमने सोचा ये पूरा बाग हमारा है, पर आंधियों के आने के बाद हमको पता चला कि हर पत्ते पर हक सिर्फ हवा का है. So that is the main thing. We are thinking that we are all in all, but that is not the thing. The nature has its own way of deciding the things or balancing the things. So let's just begin the different environmental problem which is there in the earth. Now, since we are in the online platform, it may be like that sometimes I may be cut because of the internet problem. I will again rejoin. Please be patient for that. Now, if in any point the slide is not visible, please do inform me. So our first problem is human population growth. Human population is increasing by leaps and bounds. You can see from the starting of the civilization, the human population was very less. Population बहुत कम था. And slowly it started growing. Why it started growing? Because of the, you can see, because of the increase in the technology, because of the civilization was increased. Starting from the discovery of the fire to stone age, then bronze age, then agricultural age, after that industrial age, and now we are in atomic age, where you can see the technologies are very smooth, very smooth. Whatever the things we are enjoying today, that is not enjoyed by our ancestors who are living some 2000, 3000 years ago. They are not enjoying all this. So you can see we are all enjoying this. And since the death rate has decreased because of the improved medical facilities, what happened? Our growth has increased. धीरे धीरे हमारा ग्रोथ बढ़ रहा है क्योंकि हमारे मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज काफी अच्छे हो रहे हैं और लोग काफी जागरूक हो रहे हैं. They are very aware of that. So this is the first thing of environmental deterioration. We have limited space to live, isn't it? Now we have forest, we have grassland, we have rangeland, we have water bodies. Now we need more space. So from where we can get the extra space? We can get the extra space by cutting down the forest, by clearing the vegetation, by filling the water bodies. In this way, we can create extra space in the earth for ourselves. And that we are doing also. And that's why you can see the environment is degraded in some part, but human population, there is no problem except some diseases, right? So what is the, you can say, reasons for human population growth? That is advances in medicine, that is immunization. Nowadays, you can see the children are there from their birth, they are given vaccination, isn't it? But before 1000 years ago, there is no vaccination. People used to, you can say, small baby used to born and they live with the nature. Whosoever survives, and whosoever not. And the second reason is advances in farming. Earlier the technology was very simple and traditional, but after green revolution the productivity has been grown by leaps and bounds. बहुत ज्यादा productivity increase हो गई है. So productivity ज्यादा है यानी food ज्यादा है, तो naturally जो खाने वाले हैं वो तो बहुत ही ज्यादा है, फूड भी ज्यादा है, तो सेटिस्फैक्शन है, हंगर सेटिस्फाइड हो चुका है. सो हंगर सेटिस्फाइड हो चुका है तो फिर अब पॉपुलेशन का जो प्रॉब्लम है, व्हाट इज द थ्री बेसिक नेसेसिटी ऑफ लाइफ? रोटी, कपड़ा, मकान. दिस आर द three basic necessity of life. So these are fulfilled. So there is no problem for the human beings now. Rest of the things which are also important, because nowadays education is important, communication is important, and the most important thing is mobile. If I say you can you stop your breath for just 50 seconds?
Sorry for interrupting you. Ma'am, your slide is not visible.
Okay. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is the slide now visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So the next problem is your habitat destruction. Okay. Now, who is responsible for habitat destruction? Nature? No. The human beings are responsible for habitat destruction. Now, let us first understand what is habitat, right? Habitat क्या चीज होता है? Habitat मतलब होता है घर. It is a house, right? That is where an organism lives. जहाँ एक organism रहता है. Then what is biodiversity? These are the two things. Okay, biodiversity. It is made up of two words, bio and diversity. Bio means living things, plants, animals, microbes. So these three things constitute the biodiversity. And it is stated that biodiversity is the variety and variability among living organisms. Say, for example, there are different types of mangoes, isn't it? There are varieties of mangoes. So mango is one species, but there is different varieties of mangoes, right? So this is what we call the diversity. Suppose you will go to a shop, you will get, suppose in that shop, only traditional outfit, and you will go to a next shop where you can get traditional outfit, modern outfit, the child wears are also there, the all type of, you can say, clothes are available. So which shop you will prefer? Naturally the shop which has many varieties, because then you can do purchasing for all your family members, right? So that is what we call biodiversity, right? Now slowly and slowly, due to habitat destruction, there is a biodiversity loss. Say for example, in Kaziranga National Park, okay, it is a national park. Many of the, you can say, animals are, you can say, residing there, many birds are there, but one road is passing from Kaziranga National Park. So that is, you can say, responsible for habitat fragmentation. What is this habitat fragmentation? Means it is responsible for dividing the habitat into two. So now the habitat is divided into two, and the animals are moving deep inside the forest. It is very difficult to see all the animals near the roadside because of the disturbances of the vehicles. And for this, who is responsible? Naturally, the human beings is responsible for that. So this is what we call your habitat destruction. Only one forest was there. Between that, the road was constructed. And so the habitat that was a forest, that was entirely disturbed or destroyed, right? So this is called habitat destruction. When the trees are there, the trees are cut down, and those forests, they are the home, they are the habitat for the animals, they are the habitat of the birds. Now they are not there. So where the animals will go? In the slide, you can see a hill is shown. One patch of the hill is totally cut. Deforestation means clearing of the trees, that is felling of the trees. But in one part, you can see the trees are there. So the part where the trees are there, there is no problem. But you can see the scenario, okay, how it is, means how the looks is. It doesn't look good. One part is totally empty, the other part is full of trees. So the part which is empty, from where the trees were cut, in that some animals are residing, birds are residing. So those are the habitats for the animals and the birds. वो उनका घर था. हमने क्या किया? हमने उनसे उनका घर छीन लिया. अब वो नीचे आएंगे, हमारे साथ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करेंगे. जैसे असम में ह्यूमन एलिफेंट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बहुत हो रहा है. तो व्हाई देयर इज अ ह्यूमन एनिमल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट? देयर इज अ ह्यूमन एनिमल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिकॉज वी हैव डिस्ट्रॉयड देयर हैबिटेट. हमने उनके हैबिटेट्स को छीना है, बीच में ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन बनाया, फॉरेस्ट बनाया, और फिर हम कह रहे हैं एनिमल्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. तो ये जिम्मेदारी हमको लेनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि सबसे इंटेलिजेंट ह्यूमन बीइंग हम हैं. वी द ह्यूमन बीइंग आर मोस्ट इंटेलिजेंट क्रिएचर्स. सो समझना भी हमको पड़ेगा. सोल्यूशन हमको ही ढूंढना है, क्योंकि हम उनसे ज्यादा समझदार हैं. So this is what we call the deforestation. So इसकी वजह से भी बहुत problem हो रहा है. Why? Because the forest, for the forest, the carbon dioxide is the natural food. From the carbon dioxide, they prepare the food and then they, you can say, they throw oxygen in the air. Isn't it? ये तो हम सबको मालूम है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लेते हैं और ऑक्सीजन छोड़ते हैं. So if there is a reduction in the forest, then the concentration of carbon dioxide will increase, because now less tree will be available to absorb the carbon dioxide. So naturally carbon dioxide will increase and the percentage of oxygen will get decreased. So this problem will be there if there is a deforestation or clear cutting of the trees will be there. So this is one of the biggest problem of, you can say, environment nowadays. First one is your population explosion, the second one is your deforestation. Then let's start with pollution. This is a burning issue nowadays. It was not only a burning issue nowadays, it was also, you can say 10 years back also it was a burning issue. But the pollution was first used in terms of psychology. Means when the minds are polluted, we used to use this word pollution, polluted mind. But now it has been used in context with the environment, when the environment is polluted. So what is pollution? It is an undesirable change in physical, chemical and biological characteristics of air, water and soil, which is harmful for the whole living biota. Means suppose you will take a glass of water, right? Mix salt or try to dissolve sugar. After some time, it will stop to dissolve the salt in water. Why? Because the saturation point has already left. Similarly, the air, water and soil, they all have self-cleaning mechanism. Means if we will add something to them, they will clean it automatically. But after some time, they will not be able to clean those things. Salt is very much important to our body, isn't it? In the salt, sodium chloride is there, and another one important thing is there, that is your iodine. Now, it is very important. Why iodine is important? To prevent the goiter. And why NaCl is important? To increase the memory, that is neuron capacity of the brain. Now, if I will suggest you, okay, so salt is very nice. So take 1 kg of salt in the breakfast, 1 kg of the salt in, you can say, lunch, 1 kg of the salt in dinner. Then you will become super intelligent human being. And now you need not to talk with anybody, need not to communicate with anybody, because you are you now. You don't need anyone. Now, is it possible? It is not possible, because salt is required in the body, but concentration matter. So here in terms of pollution also, concentration matters. Concentration मतलब कितना आ रहा है, soil में कितनी गंदगी आ रही है, water में कितनी गंदगी आ रही है, air कितना गंदा हो रहा है. थोड़ा गंदा होने से साफ हो जाएगा, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा गंदा होने से साफ नहीं हो पाएगा. इसके लिए हमको फिर कुछ करना पड़ेगा. So pollution is unwanted change in environment. It may be caused by the natural causes, naturally भी polluted होता है, और anthropogenically भी polluted होता है. तो natural pollution में है जैसे कि volcanic eruptions हैं, degradation है, जो decomposition हो रहा है उसकी वजह से भी होता है, और anthropogenic causes में तो बहुत सारी चीज हैं. Anthropogenic causes में जैसे कि human population explosion, deforestation, human developmental activities, all these things are there. Now, naturally, you can say the pollution is going on, but the percentage is very less and it could be controlled by nature. But anthropogenically, man-made pollution बहुत ज़्यादा है और इसको control करना बहुत मुश्किल है. That is the problem. So here I have gathered only 5 types of pollution who nowadays are gathering more attention. The first one is your garbage. The second one is your chemicals. The third one is how high-powered waste. Then the gases and noise. Now let us see one by one. Now you can see here, okay, in this picture about the garbage, a huge gathering of the garbage. We are throwing our waste daily, and the municipality are collecting the garbage daily also, right? And then they used to gather it in some land, right? So you can see the scenario of the land, how it looks. Whenever we are passing by in that land, okay, we are holding our nose. Why? Because of the foul smell that is coming from there. We're not able to tolerate that smell. Okay, so that bad smell is coming and we are not able to tolerate that. But how this bad smell comes? It is because of us. We have thrown that waste in that, you can say, soil or maybe in the water body, and we are responsible for that. And now we are holding our nose. We have done the pollution, and now we are saying that, oh my god, so smelly area, it's not a good area, we should not go there, we should avoid there. Now I'm not giving you message that go there, visit there and enjoy the scenic beauty of those land. I'm not giving this message. I'm just telling that this is our endeavor, okay, and we are holding our nose. So before holding our nose, we should first try to minimize the waste. Now, in the garbage, there are some waste which are decomposable and means who could be easily be converted and they could mix with the soil. But some of the waste they could not mix with the soil. That is called your hazardous waste. Okay, hazardous waste means dangerous waste, just like chemicals are there, some oils are there, radioactive radiations are there, heavy metals are there. So these are called hazardous waste. Okay, it can catch fire also, and it can, you can say, corrode the metal. It can do some explosion also, and it can make the people sick. Why? Because the rats will be there, they will be gathering there, and then you know about the plague, disease plague, which is spread by the rats, that happens there. So these all hazardous waste are either produced by the industry or by the human beings. Just like we are throwing out the waste daily, maybe some from the some, you can say, restaurant, maybe from some hotels, maybe some, you can say, research organization, maybe from educational institute. These are all poured to the land, and these are now causing devastation. The next one are called chemicals. Now, when we say about chemicals, it solely shows chemical means something which is, you can say, maybe liquid in nature, maybe solid in nature, or gases. Those are chemicals. Okay, which is made up of some type of, you can say, compound or element. But here, fertilizers and pesticides are also chemicals, and they are known as agrochemicals. So chemicals are doing devastation, and agrochemicals are also doing devastation. For example, fertilizers. Now there are three type of fertilizer. One is your nitrogen fertilizer, superphosphate fertilizer, and potash fertilizer. Now nitrogen fertilizer, especially urea, when they're applied to the soil, it causes cancer and blue baby syndrome. That is the problem. When nitrogen fertilizer is applied to the soil, it causes cancer and blue baby syndrome.
Ma'am, your sound is not audible. Ma'am, you are not audible.
Okay, so
Actually, network is disturbing today. Yes.
yeah, is the slide visible now?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now the chemicals. Okay. So what about the chemicals? We are talking about agrochemicals here, right? Agrochemicals means agricultural chemicals. These are fertilizers and pesticide. So fertilizers, especially urea, okay, when it goes in the soil, from soil to plant, from plant to the human beings, okay, then it changes its chemistry, and when it changes its chemistry, it becomes a toxic compound inside the stomach, and it may cause cancer and blue baby syndrome. That is the problem. When superphosphate is overused, it causes zinc deficiency diseases. Sometimes vitamin C uptake is also lost by the plants due to overuse of potash. So these are the some of the problem that is associated with the fertilizers. So these fertilizer, when applied in the agricultural field, after some time due to rain, they come to the water bodies. When they come to the water bodies, since they are nutrient, the plants, we call them algae, they take a huge amount of fertilizer and then there is a vigorous growth of algae. This is called algal bloom. And slowly, you can see here the scenario, slowly and slowly in the picture, this water body, it was a clear water body. Now you can see some water hyacinth are growing there. This water hyacinth, they decrease the water level, increase the toxicity, and fish are died. Fish kill is there. Mortality of the fish is there. You can see here also some fishes are died. Okay, so this is the problem of the fertilizer. Okay, now fish die because there is a lack of oxygen. Why there is a lack of oxygen? Because most of the oxygen which is there in the water, that is utilized by this algae, and then there is a less amount of oxygen. Fish, they are not able to take the oxygen and they die. And pesticides are also there. There are many classes of pesticide: inorganic, organic pesticide. There are organochlorine, organophosphate, carbamates. These all are, you can say, damaging the acetylcholinesterase of the brain. What is this acetylcholinesterase? This is an enzyme which is there in the brain which help to react to the situation. Suppose you are walking, suddenly a snake will come there. What you will do? You will scream and then you will move back. Why you have screamed and why you have moved back? This is due to acetylcholinesterase, right? So this enzyme is inhibited and people stop reacting with the environment. So this is the problem of the pesticide. Even if severe pesticide is used, acne problem is there, hair fall problem is there. We are using, you can say, common what you call the repellents which is available in the home. It may be Mortein, it may be Goodnight, whatever the repellents are there. In every repellent there is a pesticide. We are thinking that we are killing the mosquito, we are driving the mosquito, but this repellent, that is the vapors of the repellent, are falling on us also. And you can see, since it is a chemical, that is a harmful chemical, it is doing some devastation. It is a slow poison. This we are not facing now, but slowly and slowly we will face it. The next one is your high powered waste. Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. High powered waste. So what is this high powered waste? The nuclear power plant. Okay, in the nuclear power plant, radioactive waste are used. Now, radioactive waste could be used for two purposes. One, harmful purposes, another one is your peaceful purposes. Now, it depends on the people how they are going to use it. So, nuclear power plants, basically they provide the electricity, and this, you can say, electricity we are getting from the radioactive waste. So this radioactive waste are very hazardous because they are throwing some radiation, they are giving some radiations, okay, and it is very difficult to degrade those radiation. Just like if you sit in the computer just for 4 hours or maybe for 8 hours, after some time you will feel a dizziness, thoda sa अजीब सा लगेगा, उल्टी उल्टी आएगा. Why this is there? This is called radiation sickness. So this is one radiation and that is your nuclear active radiation. So both of the radiation are doing some devastation in the human being. Then the gases, especially all the greenhouse gases. Now in the atmosphere is made up of, you can say, nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, and some minor gases. Where you can see nitrogen is, you all know that nitrogen shares some, you can say, 78%, oxygen 21%, like that it used to share, right? Argon is 0.9%, and then carbon dioxide is 0.03%. So you can see the share of the carbon dioxide is very less, but it is a greenhouse gas. Now, in the, you can say, cold countries, the people, they are growing plants in the greenhouse. What is a greenhouse? It is a glass house where plants are kept. What is the function of this glass? The glass is, you can say, absorbing all the light radiation as well as the heat radiation. Now the light radiation will move away, but heat radiation will get trapped. Just like a thermoflax, it will trap the heat, and now the plant can easily grow. Here, the carbon dioxide, it just, you can say, is behaving like a glass. It is, you can say, absorbing more and more heat, and then it is making the air or atmosphere warmer. So this is called your greenhouse gases. So if the temperature will continue to rise, then what will happen? The polar ice scale, the polar ice strip will melt. Okay, and then if the polar ice strip will melt, those water will come to the ocean, and then there will be a sea level rise. When there is a sea level rise, the coastal water, they will get the, you can see the land masses which is there in the coastal water bodies, they will get drowned, isn't it? Maldives, you have heard about the state Maldives. Slowly and slowly, due to global warming, it is stated that there will be no state like Maldives. There will be no country like Maldives, not state, country. The Maldives will lose its existence. So the people in Maldives, they are now buying lands in some other countries. Why? Because of this global warming, there will be, you can say, melting of the polar ice caps and sea level will get rise. Now, resource depletion. Resources are of two types. One is renewable, another one is non-renewable. Renewable resources means which could be used again and again. Just like solar energy is there, wind energy is there, and you can say, okay, geothermal energy is there, some of the trees are there. So these are all called renewable resources. So slowly and slowly we are using renewable resources, but the renewable resources are nowadays costly. Okay, these are not, you can say, very cheap. So initial cost is very high. So the problem is that all the people, they cannot use the renewable resources. Even the renewable resources are used, especially the trees, they are overused. So this is one of the problem. Then the non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources which could not be renewed again and again. There are many examples, just like minerals are there, the fossil fuels are there, isn't it? You can see the minerals, oils, coal mines. So whenever we are removing or taking this coal and petroleum to make another coal, another petroleum, it will take thousand or you can say millions of years. So their replacement time is very, you can say, less. So it's very difficult, isn't it? So the removal of some material may lead to oil spills. Suppose we will take more and more oil from the, you can say, sea source. Then extra oil will leak in the sea, and then it will change the physical chemistry, chemical and the biological properties of the seawater. There is a loss of habitat. Why? Because minerals are found beneath the earth's surface. सो मिनरल्स जो कि नीचे है, ऊपर में ट्री ग्रो कर रहा है, तो सबसे पहले हमको ट्री को काटना पड़ेगा. और ट्री है एक हैबिटेट बर्ड्स का, एनिमल्स का. सो वो हैबिटेट तो लॉस हो गया, isn't it? And you can see from here in the slide, this is called your strip mining. Okay, strip मतलब step wise mining किया जाता है. This type of mining is specially done in Meghalaya, right? So इसके वजह से भी बहुत devastation होता है, इसके वजह से भी बहुत distraction होता है. Now, renewable or non-renewable resources, once thought to be renewable, now are becoming non-renewable. How? Water is a renewable resource. It could be renewed again and again. Why? Because of the water circle. The water will be evaporated. Then after that, it will be condensed and again fall back to rain, again will be evaporated. So that is why it is called a renewable resource, because it can be renewed again and again. But we are nowadays overusing the water resources, and even if we are doing a huge amount of pollution, that's why the quality and the quantity of the water resources is slowly and slowly becoming degraded every year or every day, you can say. So there are some exotic species. Exotic species means foreign species. For example, eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a tree which has originated in Australia. उस eucalyptus को अब हम इंडिया में लाकर उसकी खेती करते हैं. So what happened? The water table is decreasing, and it is also bringing some diseases from Australia to India, which is not adjustable to the rest of the local plants which is available there. So exotic species means organism that make a home for itself in a new place outside its native habitat. Just like eucalyptus, it is the home is Australia, now it is making its home in India. So here the other examples are also there, just like snakehead fish, then kudzu, zebra mussels. These are all called exotic species. So they belong to a different place, but they are coming, they are due to human beings, they are forced to move to the new places, isn't it? So they can thrive in the new places because they are free from predators found in their native zone. And now, since they are coming to the new habitats, slowly and slowly, they compete with the native species and they are eating the native species. Now, what should we do? We will sit with our hands. जो हो रहा है होने दो, मर्जी है ईश्वर की, ईश्वर ही संभाले इस धरती को. क्या हमें ऐसे बोलना चाहिए या फिर हमें कुछ करना चाहिए? So सबसे फर्स्ट हमको करना पड़ेगा conservation. So conservation means the prevention and wise use of the natural resources, right? So use organic compost instead of chemical fertilizers because it will help to conserve the soil fertility. It will also reduce the soil and the water pollution. So there is three way by which resources could be, you can say, conserve, reduce, recycle, and reuse. Is the slide visible?
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So due to internet problem, this is going on. This is an online presentation. That is some problems are there. And especially Sunday, there is internet problem. To definitely will be there. Okay. So I'm really sorry for that. So there are three ways to conserve the resources: reduce, recycle, and reuse. This is the 3R technology. But now it has changed into 5R technology, right? So what to reduce? We are saying reduce, reduce, and reduce. What to reduce? Reduce the waste, reduce the pollution. Okay, and non-renewable resources. Use the sources of energy that can replace the fossil fuels. For example, we are using diesel, we are using kerosene, we are using petrol. So instead of them, we can go for biofuels, we can go for solar energy, we can go for wind energy, the tides energy, the electric energy, even if hydrogen power fuels also. The thing is there, their efficiency is very less, but now there is no option. Then what we can reuse? We can reuse some of the things. Although there are some disadvantages in reusing, but something could be reused. Okay, for example, the plastic bag, right? It could be reused again and again. The sandals, you can see we are throwing the plastic, and from that plastic sandals could be prepared. Tires could also be reused. Handbags, which is made up of plastics. The building materials, including wood, bricks, and tiles, this all could be reused in certain fashion. Then what we can recycle? Although recycle has also some disadvantage, because you have heard that people used to recycle the mustard tin cans and now they're creating some toxicity in the environment. Some used to say that they used to recycle the glass bottles which is filled with cold drinks, and that is also not properly washed. So again there is a problem. Okay, so recycling means recovery of the materials from the waste. Yard clipping can be used for producing fertilizer. What is this yard clipping? Yard clipping means the plants, the leaves, the twigs, which we used to throw it. Okay, whenever they are falling from the plants, we used to throw it, isn't it? We used to sweep it, and then we used to throw it. So those could be used for preparing natural fertilizers, right? Then trash, just like recyclable material, the plastic, the paper, the aluminum, the wood, the glass, the cardboard, all could be reused. All could be recycled again and again in a different manner, which is shown in the pictures. Now, in Delhi, electricity is generated from the waste. Okay, this is going on. Okay, electricity is generated from the waste. So this is going on. Resource recovery is also there. Just like in some places, from the garbage, the people are making electricity. Even if from the drain water, the flood water, nowadays people are making electricity. Okay, so the next point is maintain the biodiversity. Now there are small grasses which is there. Whenever we are passing through the road, we find small grasses. We think, oh, these are no use of us. But all the species in the world, they have the right to exist, and there are some uses. Even if we don't know about it, it doesn't matter. But every species has a definite role in the ecosystem. Losing one species, they could, you can say, total loss they may, you can say, responsible for total loss of the ecosystem. So habitat protection is required. Protection to the every habitat, especially the keystone species, the flagship species, they should be given some type of protection. Then what environmental strategies could be done to reduce the losses? Some laws could be passed, just like Air Act is there, the Water Act is there. There, EPA Act is also there, that is Environmental Protection Act. Now, this can reduce the pollution. This can also reduce the use of pesticide, and they can help to protect the habitat. And it is also, you can say, suggestion is also given to all the audience, to me as well, to reduce the pollution, just like recycle, don't dump the waste, reduce the pesticide use. Instead of that, we can use biopesticide. We can protect the habitat, just don't fill the water bodies, conserve the wetlands, try not to do deforestation, right? Then develop alternative sources of energy. You can see the solar energy is there, the wind is there, although the energy efficiency is very less, but still, whenever it's possible and feasible, this energy could be used, especially in the educational institute. Now let us watch a video how from that we can learn that how a national problem, this whatever the problems we have discussed, this all a national problem as well as global problem. Now let us see from the video how a national problem means that problem actually there in your locality that become a national problem. From national it become a global problem. Now if you are not able to hear the sound of the video, then it is because of the internet connectivity, okay, because this is an internet touch. Otherwise you can watch the video, it is very nice, it will definitely help you to understand a small mistake is doing a big devastation. A small mistake in a national level is doing devastation in the global level. So let's watch the video. Okay, did you watch the video? The sound was there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what you have learned from this video? This girl, she has buy a polythene for her fruits. Okay, then she threw that polythene in the water body, and then she forget about it. Okay, this mere a small polythene doesn't matter, isn't it? Then that polythene is taken by the fish, and then the fish died. And after that, that fish was taken by a bird, and when it sit over a tree, that tree was cut by a human being, isn't it? And then that all the trees are cut. The species, that is the tiger, who was there in the forest, he's not able to survive. He died. And then people, they used to make resolution regarding save tiger, save tiger, save tiger. And that man was traveling in a vehicle. Okay, isn't it, in a car, and dumping a huge amount of waste. And then that all created the acid rain. Then the girl thought that this all has because due to that polythene. That was only a national problem. She has thrown the polythene in the water body. But slowly and slowly, that national problem, that is the polythene which is there in the water body, to the fish, to the bird, and then it has moved to entire ecosystem, and slowly the problems start, and it has become a global problem, just like acid rain, the devastation, the killing of the animals, and all that. So, in this way, all this type of small problem which originate in one area, it become a global problem. In your area, maybe there are some water pollution, but in my area, it may be soil pollution, right? So, this is my problem, and that is your problem, right? But slowly and slowly, this national problem will become global problem if we will not take care of that. Now let's see the next slide, which will say about a global problem. This is the era of darkness. There is a radioactive pollution which is going on, totally devastated Earth. The forest is lost. Global warming is there. The ice is melting. Pollution everywhere. There is no food. Slowly and slowly, the sea level is rising. There is no food. The animals are tired. I have no food to eat. The habitat is totally polluted and spoiled. I have no option. I'm forced to die. I don't want to die, but I'm forced to die. I don't have food. What I'll do? I'm forced to cease my existence. I have no food. So polluted, so toxic environment. I'm sorry. Now, if you give up, they will give up. So stop global warming, save the entire species. So, did you enjoy the video? So thank you very much everyone for your nice and patience hearing. Now the platform is open for discussion.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for providing us such informative session. Okay, now the interactive session started, and this session is open for all. Participants can unmute yourself and ask ma'am questions, and also type in the chat box. Questions. Ma'am, do you have enough time to answer these questions?
Yes.
Okay. This is the question from Karan Sharma from Commerce Department student. Ma'am, what kind of pollution is worse for health?
What kind of pollution is worse for health? Is the question is like that?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, pollution means any undesirable change. Now, I'm one individual, you are one individual. We are different individual. Okay. Suppose the pollen grains will move. Okay, it will be there in the air. I may be very comfortable, but you may get some allergy for that. Okay, you will feel coughing or sneezing. So then it will become dangerous for you. Okay, now pollutants are there in the air everywhere. It depends on the individual how they will respond to it. So a small amount of pollutant may be very dangerous for an individual, but may be safe for another individual. It totally depends on the immune system of the, you can say, human being. Otherwise, on a general basis, the radioactive pollutant are more dangerous than rest of the pollutant.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hope student will get the answer. Ma'am, another question from Dhanesh Sharma, faculty from Khagarijan College. The question is, the environmental impact of economic growth includes the increased consumption of non-renewable resources, higher levels of pollution, global warming, and the potential loss of environmental habitats. So, ma'am, how we can bring sustainable development of nation with a sound balance between incremental of economic activity and global environmental issues?
Yes, this is really a, you can say, debatable question, because in one side we are saying that we need economic growth. Economic growth means what? More industries, more agricultural activities, more developmental projects. Then what is ecology? Ecology means more forestation, less agriculture, less industries, and all that. So how we can make a balance? Now in this scenario, we cannot say that stop the industry and close the industry. That we cannot do. We cannot say that all the industry will be very eco-friendly industry. That also we cannot do. Okay, because some of our students have raised the issues about water pollution, that water pollution is going on due to different things, but these things we are also doing in our home. We are polluting the water in our home also, and we are more concerned about, you can say, big rivers. So first we're not concerning about our home, and then we are more concerned about the big issue. So first thing is that we should be concerned for home. Now how to make a balance between economy and ecology? The thing is that the industry should be there. What they have to do, they have to perform an EIA, that is environmental impact assessment. In environmental impact assessment, it can easily be whatever the issues the industries have, the agriculture have, because in the environmental, that is EIA, there are two categories of the project. One is project A, another one is project B. Now project B is divided into two, B1 and B2. For B2, EIA is not required, means these are called safe industries. And then the projects which are there in A and B, B1, they are not safe industries. So for them, some guidelines are provided by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Now, if they will able to follow that guideline strictly, not only in pen and papers, strictly, then only there could be a balance of economy and ecology. Otherwise, it will become very difficult. Every year we are doing plantation in Environment Day, Earth Day, Forest Day. So all days become same. We are doing only plantation. Is plantation is the solution for pollution? Plantation is not the solution of pollution. It is a part of, you can say, solving the issues. It is not the heart of the issues. So what is the heart of the issue? That is reduce the amount of waste, or whatever the dangerous waste are there, you should know to take care of those waste. You should know to handle those waste. If you know how to handle those waste, then only there is a solution. Otherwise, there is no solution. Here we are all saying about one earth. Today's the theme is also one earth. So what is the meaning of one earth? That we should not think about your state, our state, local problem, national problem. We should think about one earth. That is, earth is our habitat. It may be a temporary habitat. We are giving rent, and one day we all have to leave this earth, but we have to make a beautiful earth so that we can give a beautiful earth to our future generation. This we have to do ourselves. It is our responsibility how we are handling the solution. Say, for example, you are coming to the college with your vehicles. Now, nobody can say from tomorrow onwards, you should not brought your car to the college. Yes, you should brought your car to the college, but whenever possible, you can take a bicycle ride. Whenever possible, not all days. And your colleagues are also, you can say, bringing the car. If you can do carpooling, or you can go for even an odd number of car concept, which was given by Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi, so that if you can adapt it, you can say some amount of pollution could be reduced. The pollution will definitely be there. Even if the human being is not there, the pollution will definitely be there. There is no perfect solution to pollution, isn't it? The alternatives are available, but the alternative of earth is not available. There is only one earth where now we are residing. So that's what we have to do.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. We are impressed actually. Uh, Participants can ask questions. Unmute yourself. If any questions arise, then you can ask.
Jharna, I think
Yes,
there is
ma'am.
another question in the chat box. You see the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. This is from Anisus Zaman. How can we eliminate the effects of pollution?
How can we, what ma'am?
Eliminate the effects of pollution.
Eliminate the effects of pollution. The first thing is that there is no perfect solution of pollution. Okay, there is no perfect solution. Even if we go for the solution, there are many problems. If we will use solar energy, then also there is a problem. If you'll use wind energy, there is a problem. If you'll use geothermal energy, there is a problem. So then what is the solution? What is the solution? The solution is that who is creating less problem, we have to adapt that. Okay, don't fear about the problems. The problems will definitely be there. Even if we are using the renewable resources, the problem is there. What is the problem of solar energy? When the solar cell will stop working, the silicon which is there in the solar cell, it will come out and it will cause silicosis. So why to fear the solar cells? We have to use the solar cell. Then we have to, whenever we are, you can say, throwing that what you call the silicon cell or the solar cell in the dustbin or in the dumping ground, at that time we have to take care of that. So these things we can do. We can take small step for that. That only what we can do.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from other participants? I think this session is going to over. Okay, one more question, guys. This
Okay,
question
what is
for
the major?
environment. What are the major issues of the environment and what is the solution?
One of the major issues is population explosion. That is the root cause of every environmental problem. Okay, and the solution lies in our hand only. How we can control it? Because if the population growth is controlled, 50% of the pollution will be eliminated. Okay, the other problems are there. The major issue is human population explosion, and now the next major issue is climate change, which all the people are talking about. Climate change. There is a climate change, but why there is a climate change? Because there is a people change, isn't it? So first, the people need to be changed. They have to rearrange themselves in such a way that ecology and economy could go together. Then only there will be a change. Otherwise, there will be no change.
Okay. One more question, ma'am. Mohazir from Mohazir Ahmed. How our environment affects our mindset?
Pollution was a word which was first used for the people, means polluted mind. It was used for polluted mind. Later on, it has become pollution, that is an undesirable change in the environment. So definitely pollution affects our mindset in certain way. Suppose you're sitting in a home where there is everywhere there are polythenes, there are papers, there are dirty things, cobwebs are there. Are you comfortable in that? Yes, you may be comfortable. Some of you may be comfortable, but most of the people are uncomfortable. Some of us may be comfortable. Okay, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है तो है, बस हमको तो अपना काम करना है. ये कुछ लोगों का सोच है, मगर सबका सोच नहीं है. So it definitely affects our mindset. Mindset is different from different people. My mindset is different, your mindset is different, the other people mindset is totally different. But in an unhealthy environment, in an unclean environment, it's really very difficult to do the activities, because even if you're doing business, you're doing it in environment. If the environment is not clean, if the environment is not green, if the people will suffer from illness, to whom you will deal? Because you're dealing with the living beings, you're not dealing with the non-living beings. So the living beings health need to be sustained. It should be well. For healthy human being, the environment should be clean, and if it is green, then it is very, very good. Okay, so it affects the mindset, but it depends from individual to individual, because some people, they love dirt, some people love dust, some people like the smell of the petrol. So it also depends from people to people.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's all from question round session. Now I request Nodal teacher of environmental studies and Head of the Department of Economics, Umi Salma, ma'am, to deliver vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself. Salma, ma'am.
Okay. Now, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Principal, Khagarijan College, Dr. Ramesh Nath sir, Honorable Resource Person, Dr. Anindita Bhattacharyya, Associate Professor, Department of Art Science, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Esteemed faculties from different universities and colleges, their students and other participants. I am going to offer vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee of today's webinar. First of all, I offer my heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Resource Person, Dr. Anindita Bhattacharyya, Associate Professor, Department of Art Science, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, for her kind cooperation and delivering the most valuable and effective speech on the topic of today's webinar. Thank you, ma'am, for your important words. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Secondly, I want to express my special thanks to the principal, Dr. Ramesh Nath sir, for giving us the opportunity to organize the webinar on such a significant and the most relevant topic, and also for providing his fruitful inaugural speech. Thank you, sir. Then I want to offer my gratitudes to the faculties of different universities and colleges for their valuable support. Now, I offer thanks to Mr. Dhiraj Ghosh, Assistant Professor of Khagarijan College, for his technical assistance to the whole program. Thank you very much. Last but not the least, I offer my cordial thanks to my dear students and all other participants for their joining and making the program a grand success. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now the session is over to Jarna. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
For
Thank you.
participants, you will be provided certificate, and for that you have to fill up one PDF form link which will be available in WhatsApp group. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks, for,
Ramesh, Dr. Ramesh.
thanks,
Thank
thanks,
you
my
very
full
much.
of heart to Pravalna.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, thanks, madam. Very, very nice evaluation.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you. For make us realize that nature should not be taken for granted. Thank
Okay,
you. Session.
Yeah. Okay.